Quack. Hello, all you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Lost in Chaos Scar. What If? Number 3. Ahnever Forest Part 2. This is our new, well, I guess technically, new, What If series from the Scrolls Adventures side games of Lost in Chaos. These explore scenarios of what if we decided to do something else. And we just wanted to keep some of this going, and this is how we're doing it. For now, we're going to go and move over to introductions, beginning with the quacky one himself, Enja.
Hardy har har. Hello and good day, everyone. I'll be your storyteller for this evening, Enja Lumerias. I play the allies, very few this time around. I played the enemies, very numerous this time around. And I will orchestrate all manner of events that will be occurring as the party descends into the dungeon. Gold ranking, I am told. But for now, I shall pass it over to Aquarelle.
Quack.
Alright, hey y'all. Yo, I'm IDDoThings, or Ido if you prefer, and I'll be playing Aquarelle of the Water Dark Human Samurott onto Elvaroda.
Hello, everybody. I'm Raharu, and I'll be playing Elvaroda, or Elba for short. The water ground type Quagsire, and the book form of the team. On to you, Pyroclast.
Hi, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Pyroclast, the sometimes dark, sometimes ghost, fire Charmeleon. He is currently Ghost Fire.
And hello everybody, I am Razim, and I am playing a squirrel, the dragon fighting type Riolu. And embodiment of ADHD. Because I have ADHD. And that is probably part of why I'm hung up on the duck thing and wanting to go quack constantly. Anyways, off to you, Verdant.
Hello, I am Drunk Dragon Era, also a Twitch streamer at drunk_dragon_era. I'll be playing Verdant, the fire psychic type, and I'm being encouraged to quack even though I don't have ADHD, and I'm just amused by the whole situation. And I feel the need to apologize to Enja several times over because of my own anxiety. Quack.
Sorry, Enja. Quack.
Just book some later, really.
I accept that this will simply be
Gimund
as it will be.
$10 traditional quack.
You both came in at the exact same time. So Gimund and Raharu, thank you for the tips.
Oh my.
Raharu 95 tip $12.
Similar
Tradition
too.
quack.
Damn, me and Gimund just share one brain cell there.
Yes, you did. Same time, same message. Or at least close enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for those tips. So that would be the... You'd think I'd have this memorized by now, but every time I have to figure it out, it's like dial-up tones. First and second tier of the tip goal completed.
Truly, this is...
Well,
Never mind, that is the third tier of the tip goal.
Drunk_dragon_era tipped $5. Traditional quack.
oh boy, you guys. Like, I'm
Thank
not
you for the 5
surprised,
earlier, by the way,
however.
I know.
Oh my god, you just passed it along.
What you said, DG?
generously
Oh.
stole.
Okay, then.
IDDoThings tipped $10. Arf.
Arf. I love the way the machine says arf.
So, that is the third and fourth tip goal completed. Or tier goal completed. So, on to the last.
On
Quack.
to the last. Get ready for weather, boys.
Thumbs up.
Now, I'm still playing around with weather, so... Well, I think you'll enjoy. Or not. Dungeon weather tends to be a little biased, after all.
Makes sense to me.
Quack.
I mean, when it comes to
Right,
when
we
it comes
should
to the
probably.
dungeon-
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say when it comes to the dungeon we're going, the two weather that I think would be biased towards the Pokemon inside of it would either be sunny day or the grassy terrain. And sunny day benefits us, or at
I'm
least
okay
half of the
with sunny
party,
day.
or at least half of the party. Okay.
So,
that was my...
yeah, recap.
We underwent some training because it turns out Noah doesn't know how to fight without, let's call it access.
He doesn't really use moves. He just sticks his shadow on people if he ever needs to fight.
Well, he's creating
Or
the
he
move.
just eats them.
Mm-hmm. Or he just eats them. Yeah.
No. He has to bite first. He's not allowed to eat living people.
All right. Okay, then maybe
Yes,
he does
but
use.
not bite in the move sense.
That's true.
Can't
Very
wait to see that
important
new move.
distinction, and one of the few things he remembers. Do not eat living people.
A generous bestow.
Oh my.
And there's the
Tip
rest.
$13. Quack.
Thank you for that tip, Raijin. That is the tip goal fully completed.
Hooray!
So, yeah. We had training.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the recap was basically us, all of us just showing off our moves to Noah, to a tree. That Noah ended up make it hollow on the inside by saying a curse word.
In response to Vex cursing.
Indeed.
Rather, he issued a threat and the tree responded. Appropriately. It responded appropriately. And it shuddered and jiggled under a very firm glare.
We were under the impression for a moment that Elba's glare could actually affect the tree. So, well, who knows? Maybe he can. Maybe it was just a combination of both Noah and Elba.
Super fear acquired.
But yeah, I think we just finished that and we were just about to get ready to enter the dungeon.
Yep. Everyone's got their items.
Yep, we distributed all of that at the beginning of the session last time.
Oh boy.
Does anybody remember what we set up for marching order when we went into the other possibly hostile area?
Let's see.
I
I believe it was Aquarelle, Squirrel, and in the middle, Verdant, and
That Aquarelle's in back.
Pyroclast was also a mid-ranger. And in the back was Elba.
Yeah, Elba with his
Yeah.
team.
Yes.
Actually, I think Aquarelle was in the back too. This was referring to the whole area with the angels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yes, Aquarelle was definitely in the back.
Yeah, I think I was heading it up that time.
Yeah.
Because apart from just Elva, Lap's coming too, and so is Vex.
Yep.
How did we want to handle marching order this time?
Mm,
Honestly, I think Aquarelle and Elba staying on the back it's a good idea considering it's a grass dungeon.
I will
And
say
we'll just,
we do have.
and we'll just consider that probably Vex is just sitting on Verdant's tail.
I will say we do have the party sheet in Fantasy Grounds that we can utilize to show our formation.
You were right. I should
how do you
go
get?
put
Yeah,
things
good.
on that.
The upper right corner, there's the 3 people icon. Click that, and then there's an order tab. Enja will need to add our icons
There it
onto
is.
there, but
I'll do that now.
Hey, we still have our icons from the one time we did a formation in the main part in the Wednesday game. I completely forgot that we did that. It's been so long.
Oh, there's an watch order too. Fancy.
Fantasy Grounds has a lot of really good features built specifically for running tabletop games.
I mean, it is. I mean, it is a program for running tabletop games. It'd be weird if it didn't.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Boop. Can you have NPC tiles as well then?
Yes.
Oh,
Or
good.
at least I hope I can throw them on.
I can. Nope, I only got Verdants. I don't think I have a Charmander.
Must protect the squirrel.
Quack.
Protect
I
the
didn't know we
child.
were doing the security decal here today.
Let's see if I can indeed throw them on. Ah, come on. Be good. Behave.
Just to be sure, the dungeon you said the dungeon paths were 2x2, right? Like
2 by
people
2
can-
always.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And you will have to be bigger than Verdant is to occupy more than one.
Okay.
Hmm.
When you become the
It's
size
not-
comparison of the party, you should be concerned.
It is not indeed allowing me.
Honestly, it's not that much of a problem anymore.
It is not allowing me to place them down
God
Oof.
damn it.
as they are NPCs.
That's unfortunate.
That's sweet. That's unfortunate. Well, we can just assume that Lap is on top of Elva, and Bex is riding on Verdance' tail,
Fair
and
enough.
Edge is on Pyroclast, of course. They just handle it that way. If we can't add them in the actual formation.
Yeah,
Sure, that's fine.
It's just constantly on Pyroclast unless stated otherwise.
Noted.
Figured. I think Aquarelle will technically move a bit closer up since there's going to be more combat.
Still,
So I
Vex
think
is
he-
a little excited, while Lap maybe not the most enthused. He's like, we're not ranked for this, right?
I am aware, but we have a diamond. We have a diamond with us. It should be fine.
He retired.
He died, but he hasn't lost his strength. At least I don't think.
Verdant holds up a sign that says, "Technically, I never retired. I just never re-entered active duty."
And that wasn't. Whatever.
Come on, you'll be fine. There's going, you know a fire move, and there are going to be a lot of grass types in this dungeon. I'm the one that's going to need to be careful, especially.
There probably are a lot of grass types. It is a forest. Aren't there going to
Yes.
be like bugs too, though?
True.
Wait, that doesn't matter. That wait. Looks at Aquarelle. Looks at Pyroclast.
I'm a ghost type right now and fire type.
Oh, okay.
Aquarelle will just draw one of his swords. I'd twirl it around, then he'll just use air slash on what's left, whatever's left of the tree.
All right, noted. Sorry, I asked? Question mark.
You don't need to be concerned for me, kid.
Pulls Aquarelle's helmet down.
Okay, there's one concern here, and he should have. Aquarelle is visibly vibrating in rage.
Verdant just smiles, bows, starts walking.
Aquarelle just adjusts his helmet again. Eyes narrowed, but just walks silently.
Everybody's waiting for the rest to move forward before he begins marching, because he's staying in the back.
We know that. So who do we want to have in front? Who do we want mid?
Aquarelle will be mid.
Do you want front or back, Pyroclast?
I'll take the back.
You happy where you're at, Squirrel?
Sim?
Sorry, dealing with something IRL.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, in the meantime, there are some people who are very experienced with the dungeon. If you had any questions about the dungeon itself, after all, I've stated I have revamped it so that the enemies are not just let's call them sandbags.
Fair. Oh no, the dungeon leveled up.
That
How's the
also
dungeon?
means the enemies are different.
Well, because as what she knows about the dungeon, she has gone through it so many times.
She would be happy to inform you, as I will let you know. The changes are not significant enough for to have changed her progression of the dungeon.
Thumbs up.
I let you guys do this line of questioning.
So, what can you tell us about the dungeon?
Oh, well, for starters, it's 20 floors. The 20th floor is the boss floor, and there's a rest floor on floor 10. And beyond that, the first floors, or the first 9 floors, have a different set of enemies than floors 11 to 19.
What are the set of enemies in each set?
Oh, all right. Let's see. For starters, there's the Amoongus, the Gloom, a Noctowl, a Skiddo, and a Venonat on the first set. And on the second set, there's the Brute Bonnet, a Corviknight, a Gogoat, a Venomoth, a Vile Plume, and I believe it's not very common, but sometimes a Ditto will appear, and it could be on either set.
Yeah, a lot of poison.
The Amoongus?
I mean, a lot of the things were poison.
Pyroclast is just looking like I don't want to be poisoned again.
Oh, no, actually. It actually puts you to sleep.
What can you tell us in regards to traps?
Alright. When it comes to traps, there aren't too many. Rather, dungeons tend to get a larger menu of traps the more they level up. But on the neutral floor, there is a return tile. You can consider that a neutral trap, but there are helpful tiles also, but they're not... Well, they're less common than traps, but they aren't hidden.
Hmm.
The beneficial tiles are as stated. A barrage tile. If you're standing on this tile and the first move you use in the round will go twice without accuracy malice.
Ooh.
Aquarelle will nod and it just has to begin jotting this down.
There's the evasion tile. If you can be on it and something tries to hit you, it will have increased difficulty doing so. This next one's my favorite, actually. It's the hot spring tile. It's very rare, but very refreshing. Kind of like you just took a dip in a hot spring. It will restore all of your HP and cure 2 points of exhaustion, but it goes away after 1 use. It also cleanses all your negative conditions.
Can multiple people use that one, or is it used for a single individual?
First come, first serve, tragically.
How about Nox
Hmm.
figure?
Would that also apply to the dungeon Pokemon?
And then there's the mystery tile. When you stand on that tile, you won't get afflicted with negative battle or scene conditions from someone else. If you inflict them on yourself, they still go through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also,
And lastly is the wonder tile. It resets your stat alterations positive and negative, though.
Also,
Okay.
Aquarelle asked earlier if
Go
if
for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Rusk!
I had a feeling.
Fair enough. Not unsurprising.
yeah, Aquarelle was asking earlier if the positive tiles can also be used by the dungeon Pokemon. I believe that was what your question was.
Yeah.
No, they cannot.
Okay, good to know.
I will accept that, even though I am confused. So, no, enemies cannot use the hot spring tile. I believe it's one of the few tiles that they can't use, actually.
Interesting.
So some of the others can be used in their favor.
Well, it's all about smartly positioning yourself to use what is available when it's available.
There. And of the negative tiles.
I believe that they generally know where those are, so they will not willingly activate them, but if should something push them onto a dungeon tile, it will be activated.
Noted. Yeah, that makes sense. The dungeon Pokemon are a construct of the dungeon after all, so of course they would know where the traps are.
Well, we already know there's the chance of a poison trap. Not any other negative traps we should be wary of.
DG?
Pardon? Ask the question again.
I know there are poison traps already in there. Any other
Yes,
negative
there
traps we
are.
should know where?
Yes, I should get onto the negative traps. There are traps of most ailments, but the traps that I've seen most commonly are apple traps, blast traps, spike traps, poison traps, slumber traps,
Was that last one pike trap or bike trap?
spike traps.
What does that one do actually? I've not heard of that one.
Oh, it just does damage.
Ah.
It's like you stepped on a tack or something.
Oh,
Very uncomfortable.
ouch.
Yeah, spikes.
After that,
No.
there's the poison trap as you know it, the slumber trap, the spin trap, and I think the last one is a hunger trap.
Oh, those ones. That one is one of the worst ones.
Well, don't worry. It's actually not as bad as you think. You might be thinking of the famine trap. That's in higher level dungeons.
That one is even worse. Yes.
Verdant shivers at the thought.
Yep. The hunger trap lowers your belly by 10, and there are stages as dungeons progress, replacing former traps with superior versions of themselves. The famine trap just sets your belly to 0. Outright.
A crocodile in the distance and shudders for some reason.
It will always make you hungry. so hungry that you might pass out. I do not miss them.
All right. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep an eye out for those. Thank you for the information. I guess as
No problem.
for our little kleptomaniac here, any information on what items we can find?
Well, the dungeon is not scarce when it comes to food, as that's where we get most of our things from, but you'll mostly find produce. But if you keep your eye out, sometimes under some or by some tree roots, you might find a meat root. A wild one anyway. Oh, that's right. I wanted to tell you. You are familiar with the different kinds of meat roots, right?
To a degree.
I've,
Aquarelle will walk his head to the side.
I've studied them. Bex loves some of those meat roots.
All right. Well, there's different kinds of meat roots, depending on if they've been farmed or if they're just wild.
Elba nods.
Wild ones tend to have a bit more energy to them, and well, nothing's stopping you from eating them raw if you want. They certainly do have their own appeal if you do it like that, and in a pinch they could provide a random stat up, and when I say random, it is without limitation. So you could get lucky and get something good.
Interesting.
But sometimes there are dungeon farms. Some of you are probably familiar with those,
Yes.
where
God.
basically you make sure that there's always one person on a floor so the floor doesn't reset, and you basically just probably take down some walls so you have an exceptionally large room and just take a wild meat root, cut it up, and plant its little chunks all over, and they will repopulate into a new meat root.
Mm-hmm. And Pokemon just rotate in and out to make sure that they do not get seized. But there's always just one person to make sure that that their floor doesn't reset.
Yep, and you can get a lot of meat root. The flavor's the same though. Meat root's always popular. Well, with most people anyway.
Wonder if you could do that with berries.
And depending on what dungeon it was grown in, meat roots tend to have different flavors too.
That's true. I have seen a few different meat for dungeons exploring with my own team a few times.
Yes.
Vernon writes out in his notebook, I'm not allowed in those anymore.
Well, those are usually classified as farm dungeons, and usually you'll be told if that one is being used as a farm. I considered it now and then, but also I don't know if I have. I don't know if I should. Since I've never actually grown a meat root myself, I don't know what kind of time sink that would be, but I can't imagine it's a small one if they have to rotate shifts.
Yeah. Not to
It's
mention,
not-
not to mention, you will have to, well, basically ask some of the villagers to help you with this. I don't know how competent in fighting they are compared to you.
Oh. Well, comparing is not fair to them.
Oh, but nods. I've been writing. I've been writing all this information down, by the way, or most of it at least.
Well, if you need a reminder, I will just tell you instead of making you roll a lore check, because these are things that some of your characters would already know, and there's nothing wrong with just asking what your character would know if you, as the player, do not remember.
Thumbs up.
Yeet.
Yeah. In our team, when it comes to this, probably me and Burden are probably know a lot about this stuff, and maybe Pyroclast Aquarelle is probably the one that needs that would need a reminder in this because he was never a dungeon diver.
I mean, he would have to have at least done Elfland and Dungeons a few times when he was bounty hunting.
Yeah, just saying it wasn't like constant, like actual people from the guild, because that's their
Yeah.
actual job.
Okay, that's Pokemon, traps, items, anything you all feel we're missing here?
Oh. Well, I suppose I suppose I would have to ask, but is there a Kecleon shop in this dungeon? I know those are rare to begin with, so I do want to ask if that's a possibility.
Well, it's not a Kecleon shop exactly, but it is known that there are alternative floors that appear every now and then.
Ah, mystery floors.
Just as long as it isn't that merchant from last time.
Which merchant?
No, probably not.
The Mr. Mime. I'm
Oh yeah, that guy that you guys told me about when you met inside of the dungeon when the other entrance opened up. No, that guy seems to be seems to be an anomaly of some sort.
Well,
Also a jerk.
DG, you were saying something?
Well, if you see a golden set of stairs, do keep those in mind because those are the bonus floor. And it'll lead to one of two outcomes. You will either come upon the bonus floor as stated, or you'll come upon the shop floor where you'll not find Kecleons exactly, but dungeon merchants. They're an enigma to us, but they do seem sentient and willing to be cooperative at the very least. They sell us things and offer usually a multitude of potential services, but if you go down, or if you leave that floor and then come back, it'll probably just be a normal floor again. So meeting them is very chance-based. But as for the bonus floor, that's where it's usually the same, except that the enemies you encounter there may not in fact be the normal variety, and you'll generally find rarer items. consistently. Such as pieces of equipment, maybe.
All right. I remember that being mentioned earlier.
Oh, one more thing. Now, it's not very common, but did you know that you can combine pieces of equipment? You can only... If you have 2 different defense scarves on, for example, you'll only get the benefits of one. But if you have, I don't know, 4 to 5 defense scarves and you take them to a dungeon crafter or a tailor of some kind, they could potentially combine them into a defense scarf that gives you a +2.
Ah, good old synthesis.
Yep. Just thought I'd let you know. It's been a while, and, well, pieces of equipment usually start appearing at around these dungeons, or was it silver? One of those two. So if you start getting, like, redundant pieces of equipment, I'd say hold on to them if you're not going to use them, because they could turn into something better.
Elba nods.
Shia, I have a question about the thing you said earlier. Has anything ever been learned from, like, the dungeon merchants?
I'm also interested in the dungeon merchants. They're a mysterious bunch.
They
can't
are
really-
very... Married, huh?
Married?
Oh,
What?
sorry. I thought... Was that what you said?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where did the word married come from here?
I suppose we hear what we want to hear. So, one more time. She seems a little embarrassed.
Pyroclast, ask your question one more time.
Has
Yes.
anything ever been learned from the dungeon merchants?
Learned. Learned how?
Like them saying anything about the dungeons, or...
Oh, you could get general information from them about the dungeon if you want.
Any interesting information?
Let's see. They usually... I suppose I haven't met them
None shall
very
see
many
me.
times, but they do.
Though my battle cry may give me away.
The dungeon merchants are very much a mysterious bunch. Honestly, I'm quite interested in them myself, but it's not something that I get to see often because I haven't gone into higher ranked dungeons often, or none at all, rather.
Yeah, I think I've heard about them in passing, but this is my first time actually hearing, like, this direct information.
Well,
Hearing that...
Yep, go ahead.
Hearing that they're actually, like, people, intelligent.
Sentient.
Yeah. Sentient or sapient. That's just interesting.
I mean, yeah. I imagine they're also a construct of the dungeon, but the fact that they show sapiens while the rest of the dungeon Pokemon doesn't, always been something that I've been kind of asked why that is. Never really.
I'm not really an active member of the guild, so my information might be a little outdated, but I think it's possible to encounter one outside of a dungeon.
Wait, really? Hmm.
Well, I mean, hard to say because I have tried a few things myself. I've been here long enough and I've met them enough times to like try some things.
See.
Pyroclast's tail is just swaying even more faster now.
So I told one of them one thing. And when I left and encountered them another time, it was someone of a different species, but they knew the thing I'd told that initial merchant. Like, exactly, word for word.
Hive mind, shared information,
or maybe
active consciousness.
maybe the dungeon merchant, or maybe the dungeon merchant is a ditto.
So either they've got great information sharing, or I don't know, something else is going on, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Elva, Pyroclast seems to be doing that thing again, where he's muttering to himself.
Elba is just observing Pyroclast.
Aquarelle will probably just give him a raised eyebrow look.
Nah, he's just lost in his thoughts. We'll have to snapping out of it once we actually go inside of the dungeon, though.
Oh, I guess I should ask. How big are usually the floors? Like, I guess the dimensions ones typically.
Quantum pathway of
Do you need me to repeat the question? Did you?
Yes, please do.
Akira was asking how big the floors or how large the floors are typically.
I'd say they vary between 4 to 8 rooms.
And that's taking account both sides. It's before the rest floor and after.
Yes. Well,
Alright.
the rest floors and shop floors tend to just be one big floor. Or one large room before just venturing on ahead. Because not surprisingly, there are no enemies on the rest floors. But there is the return tile that will take you out immediately if you want it.
instantaneous matter transportation.
Basically a free return orb. Also, what, Pyroclast? What was that?
What?
You were saying some weird. You were saying some weird stuff at there. Something about transportation.
Oh.
You were losing your thoughts for a moment there.
Yeah.
No, try not to get too lost in your thoughts when we're in the dungeon.
There were interesting things being said.
Sounded like it. He's still getting the raised eyebrow look from Aquarelle. Aquarelle will then turn to wherever they left Noah presently. How high is he counted at thus far?
So, is there anything else that I might be able to answer for you?
What was that last thing you said, Aquarelle?
I was saying he was just glancing back at Noah to see how high he was counting this point. If he
Oh.
was still practicing his attempt at a move.
Oh no! Oh no!
95.
Butt tackle.
Whomp. 96. What's after 96?
97.
97. I'll knock this tree down eventually with this.
I wonder. Do you think he's still going to? Do you think he's still going to be counting after we're go into the dungeon and out of it?
You'll probably get distracted.
Probably.
Yeah.
I take it you'll be able to keep him company while we're doing this. Aquarelle says, turning to Ashia.
Pardon?
Aquarelle said something.
Why are these headphones?
Aquarelle said, Ed asked Ashia if she is going to be keeping Noah company while they were in the dungeon.
Well, I don't see why not. He might sneak in after you if I don't. And while I don't know if that would explicitly be a problem,
Ferdin writes out, it would be a problem.
okay.
Probably
Yeah.
will be.
He says he gets really hungry in dungeons, so he might just eat everything.
And I'm not entirely sure how that would impact the dungeon itself.
I
You are
am
right.
hugely sorry for that. I did not expect that to take that long.
Totally fine.
Brief recap of what I missed there, please.
We talked about things inside the dungeons. Traps, bonus floors, dungeon merchants, and expected floor size for each floor.
I noted all this down.
All right.
And items.
Okay. So probably stuff
Yeah,
Squirrel would probably have been distracted and only getting the very basic gist of anyways.
Well, she did also talk about synthesis, so such
Yeah.
as if you had 4 defense scarves, you could merge them together to make a better defense scarf, since you can only get the applications of 1 defense scarf, no matter how many you're buried in.
Basically, you can combine it to make up a defense score +1.
We then started talking about dungeon merchants, and Pyroclast got interested because Shia said they were sentient.
And then he went off into his own little world, talking to himself.
Indeed.
Okay. Again, really sorry that I was distracted for so long.
Fine.
Were Woe's influences put in or denied?
Not just yet, but I can do that now.
Okay.
Or rather, soon enough.
Okay, we can finally go into the dungeon now then.
Yep, hopefully. I can't think of anything else Aquarelle would ask.
Alrighty.
Dungeon time.
And just remember, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, are we ready?
I believe so.
Yes.
We are marching inside the first floor of the Ahnever forest.
Loading screen, go.
Loading screen, go.
Loading elva.exe.
Now, where would we start? Okay, over there. And since we've filled the forecast, I'll just roll over here. Interesting. Alrighty then, I've got us ready.
Hooray!
Oh,
Something up?
yep. Not too long ago, I actually revamped the item list just a little bit to add some more things to it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
One of these new items is now going to be fairly relevant.
Ooh.
As upon entering, you are in a fairly foggy forest, actually. You can't see for very long distances, as it seems as if a cloud has come down and settled upon the forest, only dissipate or only blocked by trees. So rather than a thick fog, it's more an unwelcome haze, but it is enough to slightly obscure the visions of of via normal sights. Trees are clumped together in, let's say it, fairly unnatural ways, pressed tightly against one another, form the walls. And even where they are not pressed together, trunk to trunk, there is dense, uncomfortable looking foliage that would otherwise bar your path. The trees themselves standing very exceptionally tall. Passage through here is perhaps going to be more difficult than the flower field's walls, as you cannot even begin to fathom how you'd take down dungeon trees without a decidedly concentrated effort. Your maps read, for those of you who do have the Wonder Maps, Ahnever Forest, Floor 1. And in your starting location, you are starting next to a Chilean berry. Or Chilean berry.
Ooh.
Pyroclast is gonna look for traps in the vicinity.
Aquarelle will do the same.
Gonna use perception to look around to see if there's any visible.
I guess I'll try survival.
By all means.
Um,
Roll away.
so
Yes.
Squirrel was very interested in traps.
You
What?
even read a book about them.
Yes. So what would he know, and what was explained about actually finding them? Outside of just throwing objects around and hoping that it hits it.
Well, as you go through dungeons more continuously, you do develop a passive sense for where traps are. Sort of a sixth sense, or rather a dungeon sense.
Hey, that's a great idea for a feat. I'll have to add that.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I guess I'll
A
willpower
miss.
that.
Not enough ale.
Oh.
Oh no!
You know, I'm going to say, objectively as the DM, I do not want these to be the first rolls of the session. So consider them deceased and gone. Do it again.
Thank you.
Very well.
Killed, vanished, go away. Killed,
I'll sold that one.
killed.
3.
Also 3 for survival.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
Raijin wants me to take a gamble.
oh my.
Does Squirrel know if it's better to use survival or perception for looking for traps?
Survival is better.
Okay. Not great. Also, Pyroclast, you get a +1 to a +1 die.
Yeah.
I mean, you did better than both
I guess I did.
Pyroclast.
I guess I did.
Elba can give you 2 to help with that with teamwork. You get 2 more dice. See if it gets better.
Who? Squirrel?
Yeah, Squirrel.
Okay.
You got better.
Squirrel knows all the traps. Either that or his ADHD brain is... Actually, can I use my ADHD specialty on this?
Interesting. I'll allow it.
Yeah, my reasoning is, you know, he's constantly looking all over the place. He's constantly glancing this way and that, and you can much more easily notice things that are out of place. Make that a 7.
Nice.
All right. No, not in this room. But you get the vague inclination that somewhere to the north, something feels a little odd.
Outside of this room,
Yes, but
uh,
this room feels fine.
I think this room's fine, but I get this idea that something over that way is not right.
Aquarelle will follow squirrels. I'm guessing and wherever the
Yeah,
squirrel
he's
points, or just
pointing.
look in that direction. Aquarelle will look in that direction and nod. And he has one of his swords drawn, but you can kind of tell the way he's checking is just tapping it in front of him every now and then.
So
What was the
I guess it's safe to grab the berry then.
I was just about to say, what is the berry? What was the berry called again?
Chillin' and Berry.
Chillin' berry. Okay. Elba is getting the chillin' berry.
All right. Add 1 chillin' berry to your inventory.
There it is. Hmm. In this room, what is north the only path forward, or are there other paths in this room?
No, this room has 2 exits. One going upwards to the north and one going to the right, to the east.
Hmm. Should we take a look at the to where Squirrel says that there's something strange?
Yeah. But we better be careful. This fog is.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first floor, so I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen. But in this fog, if the fog gets any thicker, we might get lost if we don't stay together.
Yeah. And
It is
dungeon
there.
Pokemon could just appear out of the blue.
Indeed.
Verdant nods and starts to head that way as long as somebody's following.
Squirrel will be following closely, trying to get a sense for what he was feeling in this direction. And so that way he can, specifically just study it and try to, file that away. Though I guess it doesn't matter much for this because it's not canon, but
Well, Aquarelle will just be following beside him and continuing to just tap his sword on the ground every a few steps.
Alba is following behind everybody else, keeping an eye on Vex, who is fighting on Berdus's tail at the moment.
Pyroclast is keeping an eye on the back while Elva is busy watching the kids.
All right. So add 1 corn or chillin' berry. The
I did.
chillin' berry, if you want the details.
Yes.
All right. It cures taunt. However, you kind of have to be in the right headspace to not forget to eat it.
That's actually funny. They bury that cure stamp, but while you're taunted, you wouldn't think to eat it.
Oh well, you can if you are sound of mind enough, remember that that berry exists. But
Mm-hmm.
I will also say that there are a few other seeds, such as the clarity, or there are seeds that will. Well, let me explain. The difference between berries and seeds. Seeds work on contact, while berries must be consumed. So things like the clarity seed, another item that I've added, would probably be used by another party member to cure distracted.
Mm.
And the Dinlao seed cures berserk. The Kyomo seed cures fear, and the Yochu seed cures charmed. Haunt, you are still retaining your rationality? Maybe. Depends. Depends on the person, really.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are not in the right headspace to cure themselves, there's always the tried and
Go for
true
the
heal
eyes, boo!
seed, which
Go for
clears
the eyes!
most bad status
Rask!
conditions. Oh my. Interesting.
There's the influence.
Oh,
I'll not tolerate any more of this
Oh.
benevolence.
Lee has
Okay.
brought the chaos.
Now,
That has been reversed.
wait.
Meaning the opposite effect will happen.
Interesting. All right, sure, but like for this entire session or the floor?
I'm gonna say for the session,
Okay.
for these, for all of these influences,
All right, sure.
because the entire dungeon would not make sense, and this floor may or may not be enough. So we'll just say this session.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense because I was not going to allow it to be for the entire dungeon. But sure.
Ah.
Okay, I'll take that. So from somewhere in the fog, a pair of glowing eyes is watching, seemingly from within the walls. The source, however, seems to be beyond you at the moment. Good luck, party.
Aquarelle has a sword at the ready. They just watching.
So, does the party wish to go upwards or to the east?
We're going upwards.
All right.
Yep.
Then, marching forward, this hallway is a very short one. However, Squirrel, you feel that strange spot more towards the left middle of the room, while in this room there is another item. A pile of poke.
Pyroclast is looking for
Welcome
traps
back.
in this room.
Your steadfast
Please do.
loyalty is greatly appreciated.
because he
Candy
does
Floss
not want a
_
repeat
Mango
of
just
the.
resubscribed for
1
9
sec.
months. Quack.
When those are happening, it's best to give it a moment. Candy, thank you for that resub and your 8 months of support. Also, quick side note, Raijin messaged me that apparently he was messaging one of his coworkers about giving them a ride and almost wrote quack to them.
Oh,
Quack.
I see.
I will fully admit I have absolutely riled at a coworker once.
Squirrel is going to... What's in the normal food, Enja?
The normal food? Let's see. Is that the packed lunch that she sent off with you?
I don't know. I just know that Enja gave it, or not Enja, Elva gave it to everybody and just said it was normal food and there's 6 of them.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
No, the apples.
Apples.
Ah,
So it's just an apple?
I will leave it to the player's discretion, as normal food could be prepared or it could just be things that you can carry in your hand.
Okay, Squirrel is pulling out one of his apples and tossing it towards that spot that he gets the feeling from. He is being...
Alrighty.
God, I wish this were canon right now, because I keep being like, planning for the future. He's watching and planning, and I mean, he would still be if this were canon, but you know, anyways.
Well, don't worry. One way or another, I do hope that you'll still enjoy it. However, you see something interesting as the floor shifts for a moment into an almost metallic color before the apple seems to almost get caught up in a small whirlwind and hurled at one of the trees and shatters. You have discovered a hurl trap. Hurl traps, if hold on, let me check the exact wording again just to make sure that I'm doing this correctly.
Enja, I am definitely going to need a list of all of the traps that you have in mind for adding to the document, by the way.
Oh, by all means, it's not a finished list, but I do have it.
Oh yeah, but as you come up with them, I will absolutely love to add them to the Storyteller's manuscript on the doc.
Oh, I can send it to you now then.
Not a huge rush, I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
It's going to be a while before I get to that point.
Fair enough.
But eventually, I want it.
Let's see, the hurl trap. Oh, I'm sorry. The fling trap. Oh, wait, no. The gust. Yes, the gust trap. Okay.
those
Hurls.
are
Sorry.
It is at least a trap.
Yes, this is decidedly the gust trap, according to my notes.
okay. And what does the gust trap do?
Flings whatever lands upon it in a random direction of 5 tiles, deals 2 damage if they collide with something. And when I say deals 2 damage, I mean deals 2 true damage, as in you will not mitigate this.
Makes sense.
Okay, avoiding that side of the room.
Well, traps are also one-time use.
Ah,
They go away after activation.
Huh, that was
Oh.
neat.
oh, a gust trap.
Was that
That's
spot
dangerous.
was that spot visible from where Squirrel was sensing it, or was he just sensing it?
You were just sensing it, it seems.
I was right!
You were.
That's some very good intuition, Squirrel. Nice.
Verdant writes out, nice job handling the trap.
Good
Well, I
work,
did
kiddo.
learn one thing at least, not to use something else to trigger them. So I guess we could have just avoided that spot altogether.
Yeah. Might not want to use your food for that. We might need to find some pebbles on the floor or something for checking those. But yeah, that was a good shot regardless.
Hey,
Yep.
at least you know. Oh, you can trust your senses on that. And what was the item in the room? Or was it just pokey?
It's
It's a
Pokey,
pile of pokey, but it's not a small one.
which Squirrel is immediately gravitating towards.
Hey,
Well,
you found the trap. It's all yours, as far as I'm concerned. Consider it your reward.
Mm-hmm.
I will not bother writing it down, but Squirrel is gathering it all up.
Verdant's going to make sure to hang by it just that way he's not getting too far away from the group.
I am
Well, I assume
curious.
with the foggy weather, I'm sure nobody's he's splitting up too far. What was you saying, Raharu?
I was just gonna say I do kind of want to know how much poke that was.
127.
Ah,
Actually, I guess there is enough space on the sheet I can just put in there. What if? 127.
Might find
What
the
if?
up.
Might be useful at some point. Who knows?
There is the possibility of dungeon merchants.
indeed.
Yep.
Okay, so that was everything on this room. What X's are there?
So which way next?
So
Yeah.
from this room,
Mhm.
there is a where you had come from and a path to the. Oh, interesting. A path to the east. However, you also hear a bit of water. Interesting.
If Elba had ears, they will wiggle right now.
We hear
Yeah,
what?
I said if Elba had ears, they will wiggle right now from hearing water.
And
Pyroclast is having the opposite reaction.
Aquarelle will just mostly be looking around as best he can, and in the fog. Likely
Water.
at this point, we'd assume there's a dungeon Pokemon slowly creeping in on them.
I hear what sounds like water nearby. What sounds like water nearby. There might be a river. Or something that resembles a river. Well, the only way forward is east, so might as well go there unless we want to go back and try the other route on the room before. What do you guys say?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Right? That depends on everyone else's standing.
I'm fine with it.
Verdant writes out. You point, I go.
All right then, it is.
East it is.
Alrighty then. You are passing by another not very long hallway, but interestingly, there is a break in the tree line, and there seems to be a you wouldn't call it a river, more like a babbling brook, as water is passing through. But it does seem that decidedly the walls are not quite so imposing and absolute as they had first appeared. But entering into the next room, are two enemies.
Pa pa pa.
All right. Oh, interesting. A pair of Skiddo.
Time for initiative.
It is time for initiative. Everyone remembers how to roll, yes?
Yes.
All right.
At least I do.
Squirrel is speed.
Let me just double check that. Okay.
What?
Do we roll one more dice?
Okay, so
when
it
we
is
try?
your initiative score, the amount of dots you have in it, plus 1. You do not re-roll
Yeah.
10s. It is simply the face value.
That wasn't me rolling at the 10. I have 3 dice. I just let them go at 2 for some reason.
Of course, that's when the dice are good for me.
Squirrel was speed.
Don't worry, Squirrel. Now, for the sake of it, I'll have Lap and Vex go on Elva's turn.
Sounds like a good idea.
Seems fair.
So, Pyro, did you roll your additional dice? Because, that's not quite how the tiebreaker works, Elva.
Oh no, I was just writing down my number.
He rolled the
Alright,
wrong
I'll
number
vote
of
for
dice
that.
the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Tiebreaker, not needed. So, let's see. Squirrel is 25?
Yes.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Round. Extremely speedy. Elva. 20. Wait, no. And how are these Skiddo doing? Not the greatest. As they do see you, and and paw the ground, lowering their horns.
Alrighty, then. I guess for Aquarelle's turn, Verdon's still eluding the party, correct?
Yep.
Alright, and Verdon, you're getting a focus energy.
Okay.
Alright, chances increased by 1, and for his other action, and I guess... How far would you reckon the Skiddo are in terms of feet?
See, you were just entering the room. They're about 30 feet away. Pretty good distance. This is a large room, but they were more towards the middle of it.
Yeah, let me double check that. Okay, they're just within range. Aquarelle will attempt to use air slash Eshat and their direction, aiming for one of them. That is a 3. Need to hit.
3 to hit. Let's see. Special evasion. That does not connect.
Oh, well.
These Skiddo are fleet of foot. Or fleet of hoof, rather.
Well, very well. Aquarelle.
Wait, hold on. It is... I will be saying this now. As, certainly, this has been quite the, game-breaking influence, but I probably should state this now, just so that I do not forget. Crit success range for all allies and enemies
Rank up. Hold the line.
has been
This
lowered
helmet shall not
by
fall.
1.
Oh.
No. So I guess in this
Now,
case,
this
9
actually translates to I will put up to get a critical hit. You will only need 4 successes now. Or well, sorry. The wording wasn't the most clear.
Alright, so the way
I-
it typically works for crit on this is this would make 9s explode.
Oh, is that right?
However, it was also reversed to the opposite, which would mean that 10s no longer explode.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's all right. It's no explosion dice.
Well, except for me, apparently, with the focus.
So he's back at
Well, yeah,
10.
you're back to neutral now.
Woohoo! Neutral.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay. Well, with that, Aquarelle will just end his turn and just is holding his sword out, just preparing for anything. How do I advance to the...
On the combat tracker, there is an arrow next to the flag that says next act when you hover over it. On the
Oh,
bottom
okay.
left.
Okay, I see
There
it
you
now.
go.
All right. The not speedy squirrel. So they're 30 feet away. Well, he's going to use move action to get up next to one of them. And go for the swing. He does have his weapons at this point, right? I'm pretty sure he does.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Then swing. That would be 10 for accuracy. There is first fun. Oh, God.
Ugh, oh
Yeah.
no.
Ah.
Willpower reroll.
Yes, I wish.
Much
Oh,
better.
That is the.
Oh, but
But
don't fret.
it's still better.
Oh wait, 10s don't explode.
Tragic, but they are still successes.
Do they still count as 2 or they just count as 1?
They count as 1.
Okay.
That's, you know, it is a little unfortunate that skidoos have been your first enemy. But maybe that's not terrible.
Horrible.
Well, might as well roll his second attack. So a 4 and a 3 for accuracy.
Well, thankfully, evasion goes down for both regardless, right? Just checking.
Yes.
Okay. So you have run up to Skiddo 10, which is the closer of the two, the same one that Aquarelle attacked, yes?
I
would have been going for this closer one.
Or did you use a ranged attack?
He went for the one Aquarelle did.
Okay. How did you choose to engage it? Were you throwing your weapons, or
He ran up.
did you... Okay. Got it. So,
He's not throwing his new weapons.
good. Squirrel, I have terrible news.
What?
You missed both times.
Oh, okay. That was expected news, not terrible news.
Well, I did want you to hit.
Fair. It's okay. The axes, his weapons at least tasted god blood. That's good enough.
You are...
Oh, he's gonna have to find some way to actually harness that. Because his axes probably do have god blood on them.
If it hasn't been stolen off by the fucking black holes and spatial wrens.
Fair. But if it hasn't, he will do something with it.
You may potentially overcome your fear of Sigmund because he is probably the one person that can do something with that shit.
What the hell is going on?
So for the record, he does not have a fear of Sigmund. He just has a dislike for him.
Alright. Hey! That's a great roll, actually.
Uh-huh. Elba is staying put and using quad glare on the skidoo on the skidoo that they both attack. Skidoo 10.
Alright. Noted.
That's 1, 3.
Remind me of the quag glare.
That's restrain. He uses restrain.
You have to meet or beat, right? Attacker wins.
Yes.
Then you have success. It is restrain.
Okay, great.
It has
wa-
the first level of restraint applied to it.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to command what Bex and Lap do?
I can if you want me to, but if you can, then by all means.
Yeah, I can. I was just
Go ahead.
asking. Okay. Okay, this is Lap's. This is Lap's roll for an attack.
Alrighty. Huh? 90?
What's with the 90 thing there?
I'm gonna solve that one. Okay, good. Wait, did it not went through? Did it not get through? What? Uh, something is going wrong with my dice. For some reason, sometimes I'm not getting them.
Interesting.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm grabbing them and they're like immediately let go.
I don't know why.
Okay, that's 5 for Lab using his fire cloud on Skidoo 10.
Fair enough. Alright. That will connect.
Hooray.
Roll damage with
In this one's 6. This one's
sixes
6
still
will count.
are successes because this is decidedly a grass type.
Yep, that's what I was. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, and damage is half of your attributes, expertise, and then the power of the move, right?
No. The skill, not expertise.
Ah, right. So half of this,
Half the attribute, so half body, I assume.
Round it up if it's an odd number.
all right. 3, and then ah. Oh no, I think I did a few more in that one.
Oh, don't worry. Wait, hold on. I'm executing my DM privilege to execute that roll.
Okay.
The first the first round of this dungeon will go well, so says I, the DM. Do it again.
Oh, that's discounting the ones. That's 4 damage.
All right.
Yeah. So suddenly Lap is not on top of Elba, and he's
Yep.
he's just fire clawing the Skidoo, then coming back.
All right. Now, there's something a little wrong as he scratches the Skidoo, and
Mhm.
he was expecting a lot more. He's very proud of his scratches, but as he goes to scratch the Skidoo and return, he seems to be a little disconcerted as he's going to tap Elva and say, well, hold on. I need to ask. This is a physically based attack, right? Physical damage?
Yes.
Cool, just making sure. He's going to tap Elva and say like, hey, leader, we got a problem.
What's the matter?
That thing is crazy tough.
Oh.
Now, I want you to have Lap make an either a survival or an appraisal check.
Survival or appraisal.
Yes, either one will do.
That the attribute for that has to be mind, right?
Yes.
Or could it be? Okay.
Well, no, hold on. Body, you could make an argument for body.
Yeah, because he basically found something by tapping the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay. I'm gonna go with body instinct appraisal.
Yep, let's do it then.
Ah.
Don't worry, he just needed one. Oh no! You've been disconnected.
Oh,
Raharu?
That might explain why he was having issues.
Oh,
I think he might have disconnected from voice too.
So he has.
I'd wager the turnip market's making a killing today.
Wait, no, not yet. But sometimes it is a little delayed.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
right here.
Yeah.
now we
Sorry.
can.
Yeah. Sorry. My headphones died for a moment.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I also logged off of Fantasy Ground because my dice were glitching, and I'm hoping that this will fix it.
Alrighty. Well. So, was that the entirety of the roll?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Damn it. I'm going to willpower that. Ah,
No, still
Yeah.
ain't a problem.
yeah. Okay, 3, that's a better roll. For Lap's appraisal check.
So, yeah, these things have grass pelt.
Grass pelt. Can I? Is that something Elba would know?
Yes, it is.
Okay, what is grass pelt?
Grass pelt is something that is particularly difficult. As long as you are on grass, as long as you are on technically grassy terrain, your physical integrity raises by 3.
Elba's
E-
Elba's eyes widen as he's basically relaying this information to everybody else. Oh,
So special attackers need Ocus energy.
Unless you have a very powerful melee attack. Melee attacks may have a hard time bringing these down.
Well,
or rather, physical attacks.
yeah, I was gonna say.
physical
So,
attack.
yeah, special attacks or combos may be necessary.
Oh man. Okay, well, that's Laps's turn. Now let's see if Bex can do something. He's gonna ember that same skidoo.
Yep. Now, thankfully, its evasion is practically 0 for all the attacks that it has endured.
Nice.
However, for Vex specifically,
Yes. What's up?
he has a special little effect for this session. He's got something to prove. He will critically fail if he only gets 1 success on a roll, or rather, but he has one less goal to critically succeed. Also,
Oh, so he will botch it if he gets a 1.
even if it's 1 success, he will still botch. But if he gets 4 successes, he will critically succeed.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
Indeed. Let's go.
Ah,
Damn it.
Oh no.
That is 0. I mean, I guess I can willpower that.
Maybe don't spend all your willpower that quickly.
yeah.
I'm spending it. I'm spending it per character. They have their separate. They have their separate things.
Yes, I know, but
Yeah.
it does
Did-
give
You are on
points of
+1.
exhaustion. I will remind you.
That's true.
Yes, and also you can only willpower once per roll. Remember that.
Okay. 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 I'm just gonna let this botch and see what happens.
All right. So now botches aren't necessarily bad exactly. They just do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I will remind you that this is a very creative solution system
Mm-hmm.
because Vex took in a deep breath and then he trips.
Aww.
So, unfortunately, he held it in his mouth a little too long, and then it kind of burst, and Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that he's fine. It just became a slightly AoE attack around him. The good news is also that it was very weak, and you all and the people who were directly beside Vex only take 1 damage because he cannot do more than 1.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is this room is on fire,
Yay.
and you are now all standing in fire. The good news past this, now that we've gotten past the bad news, the floor no longer counts as grassy terrain. It is fire. And you are all fighting in fire now. Those of you who are not fire types are taking damage.
I was about to say, yeah.
What about those that are, resistant?
I
Tragically,
feel like
resistance is not immunity.
I
It
was
was
gonna
worth a
say, I feel
shot.
like those of us who aren't fire type are so actually all still resistant with this section of lap.
Yeah, because Lap is on top of Elba.
Yep. He's still getting a little toasty, though, and very unhappy with this turn of events.
Elba is
But, all things considered, each Skidoo has had its physical integrity reduced by 3. And it is taking damage, if that's any consolation.
Elba is a little bit sad at the botch from Little Begs. He was trying really hard.
Well, I mean, all things considered, that is a solution to your problem.
Yeah, it just hurt us.
He attacked the terrain. Yeah, that's what he was
Don't
doing.
teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Oh boy.
More woe.
All right. Quick question, Enja.
Yes.
Did you want me to use the high power sheet or the not high power sheet?
The high power sheet is perfectly fine.
Second question. Hey, Pyroclast, do you want a turn? Should I take it easy here?
It's your call.
I will do.
New
I'll
influence.
do. Am I good?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do a meditate to buff up my my physical integrity up 2, and I'll just do a torrid flame.
Alrighty then. One moment.
Moment. You know what? We're waiting for Enja's moment here. quick question, Zim.
Yes.
For multiple targets, do you have to roll them individually, or is it one roll hits all?
One roll hits all.
Okay.
Well, technically it'll be a up to you kind of thing. But you have to decide before you roll.
Okay.
Basically, because, like, I myself, there are a lot of times where I just like rolling a whole bunch of dice on a bunch of different targets. But some people that might be a little much, and well, I mean, if I'm rolling against 50 targets, I might want to just do one roll. So that's why the way it'll be written is you get to decide if for AoE stuff you hit everything with one roll or you roll individually, but you decide beforehand.
Okay. I'll roll once per then, because I can hit each of them once. You back, Enja?
I am. Hello.
Right. Roll on the first one, I guess. And I actually do explode on 10s.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Now, which move is this? I assume you're
Torrid
hitting
Flame. Yep, Torrid Flame. Fire attack, ranged.
All right. Good choice.
6 on the first one.
That connects.
Cool, and I'll roll chance for burn here in a moment as well. Let's see what the other one gets. Better? Better? I mean, okay, dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 6. Okay, they're just both going to be 6s.
Well, both connect. These things do not have spectacular special evasion.
Yep, and then doing quick math here. Save this dice. Hello, damage.
Ooh.
Was that focus mind only on accuracy or just in general?
It's only on accuracy, I believe.
Okay. Uh, 7 damage on the first one.
Noted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage on the second one. Why am I even bothering to roll? Let me roll the percentiles for burn chance.
All right. They've taken their damage.
64, so one's burned. I think I need to roll something for that if I recall. The other one is not, so one of them I have to roll. That was range based, correct?
Yes.
All right. Against soul save, yay! Oof.
That's unfortunate. As a reminder, here's how damage over time effects work. The damage is set to be the number of successes you have over the target's soul save.
I'm gonna willpower that. I can take it.
If you are sure.
I've got plenty. Oops, let's actually use the right dice here. I preset it, yay! Well, 4. The dice aren't nice today.
They really aren't. Mostly because
Practically
they can't explode.
Yeah, the loss of explosions is hurting.
It does really hurt, actually.
And then I take my physical integrity goes down by 2.
So, by the power vested in me, take your willpower back and undo that exhaustion because these Skiddo have a soul save of 6.
Okay. And then I'll just do a quick action really quickly.
But they have taken the damage.
Good. The one in front of Squirrel. Because Squirrel's
Number
the only one in melee range currently, right?
I
Right.
do believe so.
Come on. There we go. Let's see if I can knock him back with the quick action. Damn dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, this is accuracy.
Yep.
You might crit.
That'd be funny, actually, if that happened here.
I mean, number 10 has no evasion, so
11.
well, damn.
Knockback 20
Yeah,
feet.
that crits.
Oh boy. Knockback 20 feet.
All right, it has been slapped outside of Squirrel's range.
Give me a second to roll damage.
Sad squirrel noises.
I'll just do time and a half on the damage. This way it can't hit you on your turn, Squirrel. Or on its turn.
Wow, that's a truly excellent roll.
Of course, on this weak attack, 8 damage times 1.5, so 12 damage. Not on my
Wow.
high-powered attack, no, it's my little quick action that's gonna go ahead and delete this thing.
That's how it be sometimes. Now
I'm not
this
even
is
trying to delete it.
now this is a tail attack, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I didn't add my mastery. That was my own fault.
My word.
Or my specialty.
How much damage
12.
on number 10? Wow, you have overcome its physical integrity.
I wonder.
Well, it is also reduced by 3, but still, congratulations.
That's a lot of damage.
You have dealt it 5 damage and knocked it upon its ass.
Scroll, just go punch the other one.
Yes.
Or let it run back up to you because it's a Skiddo and it's its turn.
Yes, through the fire and the flames and whatnot.
Fire and flame to carry on.
Now we wait for the day. Before I break out in a song. Pass turn.
All right. Here we go, boys. It's the Skiddo's turn, which is taking 1 automatic damage at the start of its turn. Because it is on fire, and it is standing on fire. And it is going to, let's see, it has been knocked back 20 feet. So it can't reach the rest of the party. So it is going to lock onto Squirrel and charge them.
Squirrel is
Using
ready.
its first move to move. And it's going to use Horn Leech.
Squirrel might not be ready.
It is a grass type physical move.
Squirrel is ready.
He's definitely ready.
I mean, he does have
I'm
resistance
ready.
to grass.
Correct. And very good for him, because this is gonna be a... Oh boy.
Oh, wait a sec.
Yes.
That Skidoo was the one that was restrained, right? If it did it try to break free from it, because if he didn't, he
Ah,
can't move.
oh, that's right. You are correct, actually.
Dang it!
Oh, don't worry. There's always the other one. I just need to make sure that... Because it might. Alright. It is going to try to resist. What is your DC, Elva?
My soul DC.
Yes. Because it's going to use, or try to use, Lens action.
You are looking for SS in the quick reference stats for your soul save.
Oh, S. Okay, 5.
I believe the DC for effects that you inflict is half the dice you roll, rounded up.
Oh, half the dice I roll rounded up.
That is the DC that you set on conditions that you make.
Oh, okay. In that case, that would be 6.
Right, yeah.
That would be 6, because I roll 11 dice for this, for my status
Alright.
elements at the moment.
Then to resist, let's see, what is for resisting restrained? It is a specific roll.
Athletics. Or acrobatics, I think.
I think it was either of those, actually.
Yeah, it
Fair
was one
enough.
of those.
He does have those. Alright, so soul, forceful, athletics. And he might not. There's a reasonable chance that he doesn't, especially since 10s do not explode anymore. Or he could just do that.
What was the roll?
Well, 6 exactly, actually.
Dang.
With 2 10s, that
Ah.
still only count as 1.
Wow.
Well,
When they don't matter, when they appear more often.
that was still one of his standard actions.
Yeah.
So instead, it's going to do something else. Something that make these Skidoo particularly troublesome. It's going to use synthesis.
Oh no.
It will not go quietly into the night. Stop. Alright. It has gained some THP. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's... Actually, that's... Fucker. They're already difficult enough. It has gained some temporary HP. And that is its turn. Pyroclast! You are a fire type, and you will not take a point of damage. for being in this room that is on fire.
He's gonna say it to Edge.
None
Let's
shall
separate
see
for this
me.
one.
Though my battle cry may give me away.
Oh boy. More influence. You know, that's really funny, actually. Sure, why not?
Should we be afraid?
Potentially not.
Am I safe to continue now?
Yes, you are. Proceed.
Alright, so Pyroclast is basically whispering to Edge, let's separate for now, which just means, fight separately.
Fair enough.
And he's going to use, double team.
Oh.
To try and, well, boost his own evasion and to make it harder to predict for them to see where his next attack is coming from. As he's using Azure Blast.
All right, roll it. Are you hitting 10 or 3?
The same one that we've been targeting.
10 it is. You will have great chance to crit. Its evasion is non-existent.
Two, three, four. This is a special attack.
It still connects.
Okay. This is a fire type move, so 6s count.
They do.
sticks.
All right. Now, as your blast, it reminds me of the details of this move. Was it an AoE or was it just strong?
It's just strong.
Fair enough. You do damage.
And let's see if I get lucky with a small burn. Nope.
Definitely not. Is that all?
Yep.
All right.
To edge.
Go for edge, then. I suppose you never really built a sheet for edge, did you?
No.
Well, that's all right. We can just assume that he's swinging with a power of 8. Probably with stats similar to yours.
Yeah, I thought you had a sheet for him, but
I probably should have, but Elva also made Lap and Vex, so I think in my mind I just designated. Oh, he made his own NPCs. Okay, they are your NPCs. You make them.
okay.
Things to do later.
Yeah, I have homework, I guess.
So, all right. Let's see. He has Fury Cutter, which is the bug type move, which would work here.
Yep.
Ergo, he will be using that. So, 8 plus. Wait, nope. Not. That doesn't factor in just yet. He has to hit first, though I would be surprised if he missed.
I really need to come up with rules for companions.
In due time.
I was just gonna set him up like you stated in the dev thing.
Oh, Taldarius's idea? Yeah, I was thinking something along those lines. They'd have a percentage of our stats.
To be fair, when it comes to these characters, it makes sense that they have their separate sheets because they're not minions.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but what I'm referring to is they are still they are NPC companions.
Yeah.
And so we got to come up with rules for stuff like that, kind of like what Silver had in Guild Tales with the warrior NPC class, which was basically just a dumbed down fighter. And that's the kind of idea that I'm thinking of going with here, where it would be a percentage of our stats and go from there. Probably
Fair.
limited actions or something.
Fair. When it comes to what I did for Laps and Bex's sheet, Elba has extra EXP compared to the regular party. Lap has the same EXP as the regular party, and while the max EXP for Bex is still the same as the regular party, I deliberately didn't spend a bunch of it. Did not spend a bunch of it for it just to simulate the fact that he's still a kid and still in training.
Well, yeah, but I still want to come up with... Like, that's a good thing that you did, but I gotta come up with rules for this. Something that would make sense, that's not too... I definitely don't want them to be as useless as 5th edition's Animal Companions.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This
Or
edition had animal companions.
yeah.
Is that what we're calling them?
No
All right.
fucking joke.
Edge slashes upon the Skiddo and manages to break through whatever temporary HP it had left, but does note that this thing is decidedly very durable, actually.
Even with that, even with its special ability disable is still tough. Jeez.
Maybe this fog is doing something. I don't know.
Well, this is also a gold rank dungeon. This is the first time you've been in one. Maybe they're just built different here.
Pyroclast knows Edge. He'd probably be able to cut things, so he's probably thinking something else is going on, but meh.
Perhaps we're the ones with the skill issue.
This is literally our first encounter.
Yep. So, going forward, perhaps not engaging every enemy could also be to your benefit.
True.
I'm also holding back.
After all, there are multiple ways around. Fighting is not mandatory, but it is good to try it. Just to feel at your moveset and see if you feel you're lacking somewhere. Actually field test things, because moves are fully refundable if you want. That, and they can be tweaked, as this is non-canon. We could do it live, even. So, Pyro, is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright. Edge has moved and he has attacked. It is time for the other Skiddo, who is now going to take damage from being from being in fire. Would you like to know how much HP these Skiddo have?
Sure.
17.
Oh.
Good luck, boys. This is a gold rank dungeon. This is where things start getting serious.
Let's get serious. Darkwing
Alright.
Duck.
So,
Quack.
let's see. Edge is the only one next to Skiddo Ken, but it is not moving to support its friend. In fact, it's charging all the way to the group. All the way to Aquarelle and Elva and Verdant.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Because it's got something special to say.
Arf. No, quack.
Quack.
If it barks, I'm going to erase it.
Well, this
I don't need
one
a
might be a little surprising, because as it's charging forward, it is going to use Bulldoze.
Oofda.
This is a ground type move that is hitting Aquarelle, Elva, and Verdant.
Yeah, ground is neutral against water.
Yep. I
Ground
believe
hurts me more.
Oh. Alright. And Elva.
Should also be neutral.
Yeah, I think it's also neutral.
Okay, just making sure that ground doesn't resist itself, as Elva is ground type.
Yeah, I don't think ground resists itself.
All right. Oh boy. Here, you get to see a Skiddo attack then. Well, the good news is this is decidedly not a crit. But perhaps it could even be a dodge.
Ooh.
As thank goodness it has only rolled a 5.
Physical evasion is 5. It hit me. A2, I'm pretty sure, because it's attacking.
Okay, does anyone dodge?
It's also my evasion is also 5. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
You hit us all.
All right. Oh
Ah,
boy.
actually, the only one that dodges is, funnily enough, Flap.
Well, thankfully this only hits 3 targets.
Fair enough.
It's not an AoE. It just has multiple engaged range targets.
Hmm.
So, all right. Four, 8.
I am
Oh
not here
boy.
to
Here
evade.
we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not the worst. All right, now just making sure I'm counting this correctly. Okay. So 8 physical integrity damage to Elva and Aquarelle, and 9 to Verdant.
Okay, give me a second.
So 8 makes, that would mean minus S physical integrity. That would leave 1 damage for Aquarelle.
It doesn't surpass my armor.
Ah, marvelous then.
Ding.
Talk.
Okay, so that's 4 for Elba. Because his physical integrity is 4.
Yep.
Aquarelle's physical integrity is 7.
Thank goodness for your armor then, Verdant.
Yes.
Does your armor take any damage?
Yeah, it took 5 damage.
Fair enough. But certainly honka tonk. As the Skiddo seems surprised, as it was potentially expecting more of a result.
Oh, what's that?
Oh wait, no, hold on. It does have enough accuracy to keep trying. My mistake.
Very good.
I should multi-attack.
I should too, probably.
Well, it's right up at us now.
So, of the 3, oh, what will it do? I'm just going to roll a dice. This thing hasn't been really afflicted. Oh, wait. It has. In a sense.
I smacked it around.
Because there is someone that is indeed responsible for its current misfortunes. Nope, I rolled that incorrectly. But actually, an interesting result. Where is Vex right now?
He still should have remained in the place where he ended up causing the fire.
Cool.
So behind me still?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. So, alright. The Skiddo cannot attack Vex. There are too many people in the way. But it did get fire blasted by Vertington not too long ago. So it's going to try to use Horn Leech on him.
This is a grass move, right?
It is. Meaning it is less effective.
Yes.
I am so glad I'm so glad this thing is stupid and vengeful. Otherwise, I would have been very bad if he had attacked Elva.
Oh yeah.
Elva has not done anything to draw aggro from this one.
True.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It hits, but it doesn't crit.
Yep. I'm not hard to hit. I'm hard to hurt. I'm not hard to hit.
What's up? I'm back. Hello. Someone wanted to consult me about chicken.
Ooh, chicken.
Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Hit but not crit. It is a grass move, so it is not effective, which means that 8s, 9s, and 10s only count successes with still no explosions. Da-da-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn.
Armor goes tongue.
Armor goes tongue, but having dealt no damage, it gets nothing.
Neener.
It loses. Good day, sir.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Dear sir, this is armor. There's a metal sheet between you and me.
Well, you know how stubborn goats are. Aquarelle.
Okay.
This damn goat just came up and tried to rock your day. It even did some damage.
Okay, hang on. I gotta take the burn and the fire field thing. Okay.
May darkness prevail.
Oh.
Well, I guess as first course of action, Aquarelle's going to use focus energy on himself. And then he's going to use his where's it? Okay. He's going to use Night Slash on the Skiddo. That's near him and Verdant and Elva. Okay, got weakened, so okay, dice, please be kind. I'll see what this comes out of this. As Night Slash also has an increase, at least crit rate, so 9s and 10s would technically be what I'm looking for here. That is worse. Jeez.
Aquarelle,
Yes.
I have a lot of power as the DM. Do it again.
There's a lot of DM power today.
Yes.
Indeed.
I want this first session to go well. Even if you have potentially run across one of the worst opponents that you could meet on the early floors.
A goat.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 soul for free. I'm going to...
Hang on, the 9s and 10s still counted. Okay. That's a lot better, actually.
Okay.
Uh, 2, 4, 6, 8. That is 12 to hit.
That crits.
Okay. So, refresh my memory on crit.
1.5 times your damage dice.
Okay.
You will fall yet.
Now, I will
And-
remind you.
So now you've been granted an additional die.
Nice.
So, I will remind you, Aquarelle,
Yes.
that you can combine a move with one of your sword swings if you wanted. You would just take the accuracy malice of 5, but that would be very strong. So I'm thinking that just so that we could build the habit of it, would you like to do that?
I would. Head as soon as I try to figure out damage for Night Slash real quick.
All right. Because I would not be opposed to giving you that right now. Just to make a statement.
Okay.
Quack.
That's not bad, actually. That's 8 damage.
Yes, that's 8 damage. And then he'll try to use a sword.
All right.
Okay. Well, good thing he's still on focus energy. Let's see what this gives.
I shoot those dice. They don't exist.
Still the same result.
I give you a soul for free. I give you a soul. I gave you a soul for free. You may use it.
Okay, 5.
Okay, that connects.
Okay. And the swords are 11, correct? For attacking.
Yes, you have connected. You may now use, or rather, the damage of your sword and a move may now be added together when you're doing your damage roll.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know, for thematic purposes, I'm going to just actually. What move did you use?
It was Night Slash Ash that he used.
Doesn't that have expand? Well, hold on. What does that have any abilities attached to it? Extra effects and whatnot?
It just has the increased ace crit hit chance for accuracy.
Marvelous. So your 10 does explode again.
This is for damage.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
vigor, but
still
I think I'll hold on
adjusting.
to it for now.
Still shifting the mindset. But for thematic appropriateness, I'm going to disregard 2 of those 1s and 6s count. Because I want this to matter.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
I believe that's 9.
6, 7, 8. Correct, 9. Alright, it has took some damage earlier, reducing its physical integrity by 1. You cleave into the Skiddo powerfully. It is not fallen yet, but it's looking about as bad as 10.
Alright. And that will be Aquarelle's turn. And going on to Squirrel.
You will overcome its physical integrity with sheer force. Squirrel. There is a Skiddo in front and a Skiddo behind. Which one will you
And
go
I
for?
take the 1 point of damage for fire, right?
You do. You burn.
He does not like this.
Burn to the ground.
The squirrel is going for Skidoo 10. Again.
That is your nemesis. Get them. Now, that does still connect, though. Remember, it's taken so many attacks and it's not gotten its turn yet.
I know, it's
That
just
will-
all those 10s.
Yeah.
Timely, a reverse influence card.
Indeed.
Anyways, there's the accuracy for the second weapon. I doubt that
Still
one will hit.
connects.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Slam away.
More 10s!
They're here to say hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Ugh.
Ugh.
5 for the first. 7 for the second.
That is pretty good, actually. However, I will also remind you that strike is a useful maneuver.
Oh right, I didn't have to move this time. It came to me.
Actually, it was knocked back. I will remind you.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, I did have to move. Which means I
Yes.
can't use strike.
Fair enough. You wouldn't. You would not have been able to use strike and your weapons. No.
Yeah. And, well, the weapons are more useful than strike.
Alrighty then. So I suppose that's a pretty good setup actually, because you're beating this thing like a pair of drums. Or rather beating upon it.
Well, one is the axe side, the other one is the hammer side. So, one is beating on him, the other one's chopping it up.
Oh, this thing is still standing, but it is looking a bit fuzzy now.
They weren't fuzzy in the first place?
More fuzzy. as if it looks like it might become one with the fog that encompasses, or rather once encompassed this room.
Oh, okay.
Now
Now
there's just fire.
Sorry, I'm a furry. When you say something looks fuzzy, I immediately go to fur.
I should have said hazy then.
Oh, that's it for squirrel.
Skiddo turns to pixels before your eyes.
Oh, gone. We've gone digital.
Alrighty, my turn. So in that one. Nice.
Alrighty.
I'm using dissonance on the skidoo that's next to us, and that's gonna cause confusion if it hits.
Well, it does hit.
All right, this thing is confused. And well, now Lap would take his turn right now, but he's under the effects of Truant, so he's resting right now. So now it goes to Bex. And well, Bex is gonna try to use Ember again. Hopefully it doesn't budge this time. Ooh. We'll solve that one.
Me, that's good.
Oh, that's 5. Yeah, he's using Ember on the skidoo next to Squirrel.
Growl.
Let's
by all
go. He's
means.
trying to help you.
He is helping. So roll away.
Quack.
Quack.
1, 2, 3. 3 to hit the 3 damage for this Skidoo. Oh wait, is there any issues there? No, there's not. Okay. And this is a special attack, by the way.
Then it connects.
Oh no, it already connected. That's damage.
Oh, that's right. Then let's see. Special integrity is right now 3 damage. Jesus. It's still alive.
The eternal Skiddo.
Actually, that 5 was for accuracy, right?
Yes.
For Vex's attack?
Yes.
I will remind you that he has a special little effect going on. That was supposed to be a crit.
Oh right. So that gives me
1.5 times dice. So
1.5 damage.
half more dice, which would equate to 5.
All right, let's see if that improves this. It does.
Yes, it does.
Now it's a 6.
You. Yeah. Vex walks up and blasts Skiddo 10. Now, upon being immolated, it will stand there for a moment longer, and it looks like it's about to use synthesis again. And then it falls over and disappears into a seed.
Ooh. Vex got the kill. Hooray.
Yay.
I did it! Oh, me!
The item slowly burns.
No! That was a blast! Boom!
Squirrel looks dejected.
It was teamwork.
If the one in front of us uses synthesis, Aquarelle will lose it.
No, I think it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Meditate to bring my personal or my physical integrity up by 2 dots. Then I'm gonna immediately destroy it with torrid flame, so it's going down by 2.
For you.
Oh, what was that? Oh, is that stabbing time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna multi-attack. So here's the torrid flame first. This should hit on 6s.
I really like that Jace animation.
Oh boy.
8, 9. Does 8 hit its special?
Yes.
Now keep in mind, and it's still that was accuracy, right?
Oh, that was. I forgot to roll the crits because I got used to the 10s not doing anything. So now it's 13. Is 13 a crit?
13 is a crit.
Oof. No, we're not playing that. I will go ahead and burn that willpower now. I'm not doing 0 damage, dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. 4 damage. I guess I'll roll my burn chance, and then I'll move on to the next attack.
Fair enough.
Does have burn on this. And let me see here. This will be souls, so. Alright. Actually, get off. Go. 4, so no.
Dang.
I'm going to start rolling in the tower. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do standard attack Dragon Tail now. Give me a second. I need to do math in my head, and this isn't public, so of course I'm going to take a moment to do this. 9 dice.
I know Elba hasn't needed it because both of his attacks connected, but I keep forgetting that I have a move to buff my accuracy that I could use before using my moves.
And this is...
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6.
You know what?
2 hit.
I will say that burns it, but it's a small burn.
No,
But
this isn't burn. This is second attack.
Ah, that still connects.
Yep. Sorry.
Totally fine. I got a little distracted.
He does fly back 20 feet and is stunned. Or 10 feet and is stunned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I'm just not nailing these damage rolls. 4 damage. And then I'll roll my last very weak attack.
Ooh.
Whoops. Because it's at minus 10 now. So that means I'm only rolling that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Tail bash.
Uh-oh.
We're re-rolling that, forget it. I want this combat over.
Or maybe it could be a little funny.
Sure, have your funny. It's stunned and 10 feet away from me, so it can't move. Well, it can move, but it can't do much else.
All right. So as you sweep your tail, something interesting happens. You sweep your party off their feet first and foremost.
Whoops.
The ones that are still next to you. And they go ass over tea kettle, where the ones that were on top are now at the bottom. So you now have a reverse totem with Aquarelle on top of Elva on top of Lap. Lap looks ready to expire.
I'd feel bad, but this is funny. I will go ahead and...
How Pyroclast feel out with the totem.
Yeah. Do I want to...
Well, good news is you're not touching the floor. Since you have a... It's like you're standing on an oven mitt, Elva. It's...
Yep, I'm going to end my turn there. I'm not going to use a quick action. Because I don't need to knock him back further.
Pyroclast. It is your turn.
Where is Pyroclast on the totem pole?
I don't think you're on the totem pole. I don't think you were nearby.
Were you still near the party?
Yeah, he's been next to Elva.
Oh,
okay.
Well, in that case, you're between Elva and Lap. But on the good news is, those who are on the upper half of this pile will not be taking burn damage because there is a sufficient buffer between you two. Lap will be taking double burn damage as he is being mashed into the fire, actually.
Ah. Lap is being cooked, oh no.
Convection oven, baby. The floor is fire and there's a fire type on top of him.
Can okay. Can Pyroclast use Shadow Sneak and take Lap with him somewhere away from, so Lap doesn't become fried sloth?
Grilled, but yes. Yes, you may.
He's gonna do that. And so Elva is freed from the totem as well.
Actually, Aquarelle is still on top of us.
Oh. So the tower is just gonna
Womp.
Ouch.
But Lab is free.
I think Lap would
Mildly
be pretty
pancake, but free.
Yeah. I think Lap would actually be pretty grateful to have to Pyroclast right about now.
Yes. That's one sleep I didn't want. No, that's and I don't say that frequently.
And Pyroclast is just going to use double team again after that. More evasion.
Go ahead.
And yeah, that's Pyroclast done. So Edge is gonna continue.
He's good. He's gonna come back since Skiddo 10 does no longer exist. He's circling back to number 3 and he's using Fury Cutter again. That connects all right. That connects pretty good, actually. Is that a crit? It's been taking a lot of hits, so it doesn't have a lot of evasion. Let's go evasion. That's bad. Yes. Oh boy, here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Edge,
Oh.
holy fuck. Alright. I think he got it.
You know, it's a good thing that Edge can float. Otherwise the fiery terrain might be bad for him.
Oh, it's still
Oh,
very
yeah.
bad. He's a steel type, I'll remind you.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a good thing he can levitate.
That doesn't help as much as you might think.
Fair. I mean, he's still being cooked, just not directly.
Yes. He is not he is not against the source, but this is still bad.
Yeah.
So it's cleaving through this thing. The Skiddo 3 is done so. And it also drops an item. But the room is still on fire, so I would recommend haste, yes, lest you be taking environmental damage.
Everybody's quickly picking up the whatever item the Skido tree drops is right next to them, and then he's booking it.
All
Lap-
right.
Backs come.
The problem being, these are pieces of treated lumber.
Oh,
These are
Oh.
large, actually. These are building supplies.
okay. No, I am. Elba's not touching that.
And the one by Squirrel is indeed a seed, though.
Elba's retreating to the hallway that they came from.
Squirrel, will you grab the seed before it pops like a popcorn?
He will pick up the seed and move towards the hallway with Elva, but he will hand it to Vex.
You have picked up a decoy seed.
Well, it was given to Vex. He does not feel he earned it.
Yeah! I did it! I have this now! What is this?
I can identify for you when bring it to me and I can identify for you, Vex. Just get out of the oven.
Aquarelle will
What?
aquajet
I'm
head the
cozy.
rest of the way to them.
Vex is extremely unbothered by the fire.
Pyroclast is holding Lap above the flames towards the rest of them.
Lap might be considering, oh man, I hate heat stroke.
Verdant's just standing in the flames, kind of stretching a
Now-
little bit before glancing back.
Now, question. There is a southern exit, an eastern exit, and the one you have come through, which is a western. Do you go right or do you go down?
Squirrel's
There
following
is
Elva,
one-
so up to Elva.
Towards the down.
I mean, first,
Elva.
I mean, at first we retreated to Elba. Retreated to the one that they came from at first to like avoid the flames for now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Back
so,
to the Babbling Brook.
hmm So we're okay. So we need to we either need to wait for the flames to go out or put them out ourselves. Aquarelle, can you help me with this?
Well, he did use aquajet to catch up with you. He partially did that to see if that would do anything.
Verdant will pick up Pyroclast and Vex to move them out of the way of whatever is about to happen. Casually walk out.
Pyroclast is also holding Lap still.
Alva.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you eat doorknobs or something?
No.
You are deceptively heavy. I thought a tree fell on me. A tree.
Well, he did have Aquarelle on top of him too.
Also that. You're different. You weigh as much as you look like you should. Elva, I forget sometimes that nothing could pick you up.
Elba's just giving a bit of a smile.
Anyway, do your thing, I guess.
Yes. I mean, Elba isn't going to use Skull for this because that could actually make things worse. He is actually going to use another move of his.
Guess this is a good way to test the other or teamwork thing and the creative of one.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this. I have this move called I have called Earthbend for now. That is basically used to push people away, but it's basically pushing them by moving the earth. So that's basically what Elba's doing, moving the earth to like try and smolder out the fire. If that makes
Okay.
sense. Mm-hmm.
Aquarelle will try to help by digging around.
Mm-hmm.
How much bonus dice would Elva get for that?
Did you?
Pardon?
Do you hear what we said?
I believe you're working together to use water moves to put out the fire.
Elba is not using a water move because the one water move he has is Scald, and that might.
Ah.
Yeah, so instead Elba is using another move of his called that right now I'm calling it Earthbend, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it that way, but it's basically a move that's meant to like cause the repulse move, but it's the way it does it is that it's basically moving the earth beneath the creature. So I'm basically moving. I'm basically moving the. I'm basically moving the ground a little to like smother out the fires.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Aquarelle
Aquarelle-
was helping as support
Yeah.
with his only ground move of dig.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Okay. I was not expecting for our first encounter to be in fiery terrain.
Vex is thinking that he did a great job, actually.
To be
And
fair,
that maybe he should do that more going forward.
is
It
he,
was wildly effective.
is he saying this out loud?
Yes.
Elba is going to look back at Vex and just take his head slowly. Okay, Vex, I am going to give you some praise because that actually kind of helped. But at the same time, we were kind of half of us were kind of burning. What the hell that thing is? What was going on? You weren't affected by it, and neither were Burden and Pyroclast, but Aquarelle, me and Lap were, and Squirrel.
Yeah, Lap here almost got grilled.
So please don't.
Kid, I'm going to ground you. Your ground is that water. I'm going to throw you in water. Do you understand now? I don't. Fire and water are extremely. What? This lap is already picking him up.
Yeah, I would say Pyroclast would have released Lap the moment Vex said that.
As Lap fully does seem intended on killing Vex.
Okay, where to now?
Lap, please don't. That's not a good idea.
He has to understand, Elva.
Telekinesis. I'll just lift them both up in the air.
They are floating. Lap frowns powerfully.
Turns them to face Verdant, and Verdant just gives the stern head shake no of dad.
Vex, just make sure you don't try to do that again. At least not while the non-fire types are in the vicinity. It's actually kind of a effective move if only Burden, you and Pyroclast are in the room. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It actually disabled the Skidoo's ability. Actually, that was actually making them way tankier than they would otherwise be.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
Do you get that, Lap? Do you get that, Bex?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're not going to get thrown into water.
New influence.
Oh boy.
Aquarelle will just look everyone over and see and just ask if anyone and how's everyone doing? Anyone need to get healed up or something? Didn't take too much damage.
I took a bit of damage, but I'm fine still.
Squirrel's
Verdant
at
taps
one.
his armor.
Squirrel's at one of the walls, chopping at it with his axes.
Also, what was the seed that Squirrel gave to Bex again?
Decoy seed, I think.
Yes.
Say that again.
A decoy seed.
Decoy seed. What does the decoy seed do?
If you are targeted by a theft type move, this will be taken first.
Ah. Oh. Oh hey. Oh hey. Oh hey, Bex, you got a decoy seed there. If anybody uses a thief type move on you, it will be taken instead of whatever they were trying to steal. That is actually pretty useful.
I like that. I want my stuff. I get to keep my stuff now.
Elba nods. Yee.
I will
Great
eat
fun!
this, and then when
Right
someone
move.
tries to take my life, they will fail.
Eva blinks. Eva blinks. That's not how it works, Vex.
What do you mean?
It only works with physical objects. Your life isn't a physical object.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the reviver seed.
Dang. I thought I was. Nah.
Elba just gives Bags a pat on the head.
He puts it in his back. He puts it in his pack, but he looks a teensy bit grumpy. He thought he was onto something.
Okay, well, now that the room is no longer an open, what were the available routes again?
An eastern and a southern route.
Hey, Squirrel, can you try that thing that you did at the beginning again to see if you can feel anything coming from either of these two locations?
Chop, 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 chop.
Squirrel? Squirrel?
Huh? What?
Squirrel, come over here.
What?
Remember, kid, we don't want to spend too much time on each floor.
Yeah. Can you do that thing that you did at the beginning of the floor to see if you can feel anything coming from either of those two routes?
Yeah, I can try. There is influence Enja, by the way.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh.
And considering how long this dungeon might go, I don't want to use my other point of willpower on this.
Oh.
Fair
who's
enough.
magic?
But
Elbow.
Squirrel is
Interesting.
demotivated.
I'll allow it.
Did we ever use the party reroll that we got at the beginning?
No.
Fair.
At this point, I think the reroll cards might be more.
You have technically traveled through 3 rooms, and well, certainly this gold rank dungeon is showing what it's got.
Indeed.
But Elva and Aquarelle, and actually everyone, roll me a perception check or survival check.
Audio based or visual?
Touch based, actually.
Okay.
Oh no. Well, actually, I haven't used the soul yet. Session, so what does this give me? Never mind.
Apparently my dice did not go. There we go.
1.
8, 9, 9, 8. Of course, now it gives me all the high numbers. Couldn't get that undamaged. No.
Oh boy. Verdant and Aquarelle, you are noticing this room's starting to get hot again. Maybe a little bit of a dungeon quirk, but certainly it's time to start moving before this room sets itself back on fire or turns into something akin to a sauna.
We should get moving. Something unusual is happening here.
Verdant makes a sighing motion. We have east and south.
Yeah.
Right hand roll. We're going south.
Okay. Okay, on to formation. Quickly. You said we're going south?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going south, Enja.
All right, south it is. Now, this hallway is a bit winding. As you come upon an intersection. One that goes back west and one that goes to the right.
West being the room we started in, correct?
Yes.
And that room only had well, the direction, if we would follow that, the one and leading back to it, and the run to the room to the north.
So, yep, you came from the room to the north, so the only way to a new area would be going to the east.
To the east
And to
now,
the
y'all.
Well, to the east we go.
So, in this room, unless you're trying to be stealthy about this, are the stairs. And an item. But there are more exits to this room, implying that there is decidedly more to this floor if you wish to continue.
Pyroclast is gonna look for traps in the room.
Alright, survival checks, if you please.
You can take 3 from Aquarelle if you need.
And you can take two timber from Elba.
Squirrel, would you also like to try and sense?
Yes, he will attempt again.
Oh, if only those tents could explode.
So next
Don't
week,
worry.
when we don't have this thing in place, we are going to get no 10s. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
Thank you for the bonuses, Aquarelle and Elba.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Pain without love, pain.
And that is survival.
So, Pyroclast, you and Aquarelle, and wow, Burton. Sorry. Yes.
Why
This
me? I did
room
all.
for sure does not have any traps, but you can detect them, or rather get an inclination that there is another one. At least on this floor, there is at least one other trap, and you feel it to the east of this room.
Alrighty, no traps in this room, but I do
Nope.
sense a trap to the east.
Yes.
Are there any other dungeon Pokemon in the room?
However, I have one truly terrible piece of news to give you.
What?
The item is a grapefruit.
Ooh, I love those.
Ah, well then, I have excellent news.
That is my favorite fruit.
I thought you were gonna say there was a Skiddo in the room.
No.
You see, if
But
there
there
was a
may be
Skiddo in
more
this room,
Skiddos on this floor. But
it might have ended up as a grapefruit.
Okay, so there is no Pokemon in this room.
yes, so there is a normal piece of dungeon food in this in this room. It is a grapefruit.
Okay. Well, we got to the stairs to the second floor.
Do you want to go down or continue exploring this floor?
Yeah, everybody's gonna ask that to the rest of the party.
Verdant's gonna write. Go ahead.
I said Aquarelle will lean toward, or it's going to the next floor, but again, majority rule. Well,
Verdant's gonna write out a question of: are we here to defeat the dungeon, or are we here to look for supplies?
I suppose this was a test ground. This was a testing ground thing that we're doing. Guess beating the dungeon. I guess beating the dungeon is our objective.
yeah.
Then Verdant would write out: I wouldn't waste time checking rooms that we don't need to see.
Elba nods.
Aquarelle will agree.
What about you, Pyroclast and Squirrel?
I mean, we can pick up stuff that we find along the way, but yeah, I could see not getting everything along the way. It is going to be a long dungeon.
Yeah.
What do Lap and Bex think?
No more fire.
DG?
Well, Vex really wants to conquer the dungeon. He wants to say that he went through a gold dungeon, which is technically illegal by guild standards. But they don't have to know about that because the guild isn't here.
Until he inevitably tells someone.
No, you see,
Oh.
we're just doing training here, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not participating in defeating the dungeon. Obviously, we're leading him through the dungeon to show them
Indeed.
what a gold level dungeon will be like in his future.
I have a diamond rank chauffeur.
Indeed.
It's all about
making
wording.
it perfectly acceptable.
Totally not off duty.
And Lap is just gonna be like, whatever, yeah. We should just go to the next floor.
Probably. Like, I don't want. Please let there be less skidoo on the next floor.
Yeah. Alright, it's anonymous. We're going to the next floor. I mean, unanimous.
And I think this is a good spot to also stop for the night, unfortunately.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. But I hope everyone
Yeah.
liked their first taste.
It was nice.
It was
I-
nice.
I enjoyed that. Besides the
Yeah.
technical difficulties, with the dice not glitching on me, I had fun.
Yep. And I will then be reminding everyone that I have a hunger sheet that I will be editing as we descend the floors. There was some light combat, but nothing fairly significant. So I will be deducting 10 belly from everyone.
Okay. So everyone should roughly be around the 90 range, I suppose. Assuming everyone has 100 belly.
We should be at roughly 90.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say, all right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us today, then, for Lost in Chaos Scar, our What If series. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, or you could also help out by using our Humble Bundle partner link. And of course, don't forget about our new merch over at zgfgaming.store that helps out the channel as well as helps to feed Whiskers. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everybody, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Good night.
Night.
Whiskers.
Quack.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.